yard.
Starting to the bottom right of the map, we have our Zerg player. He's starting for the Startail team. Starting in the red is...
Startail, curious.
Great Zerg in the late game. It's so hard to face. His opponent in the blue, the Team Slayers, they're Protoss here in a Protoss-dominated tournament. His ID is...
Slayers, puzzle.
Puzzle and Curious faced each other in the GSL season and the last one in Code A, and Curious was able to take the best of 3 series with a 2-1. So regarding this history, Curious a little bit with an advantage here. But on the other hand, the Slayers player in general strong against Protoss. In the WCS Korea, he looked a bit shaky so far, but he was not playing against Zerg. So now we see his play in this matchup in the PvZ, and he starts things off with a gateway.
Yeah, gate first here, and it's in the main base. So he's gonna actually just really kind of throw Curious off here, who's not drone scouting, at least not just yet, because this is not common in this matchup.
You know what's also interesting is the maps that we've seen in Code A between the two of them are completely different, except for one. And it's the second map that we see today. It's Cloud Kingdom, and that was the one map that that Puzzle actually won. So that might come into play later on as well. Of course,
that's a really good point.
Both of them remember these games, and we look back on the strategies that their opponent played. But yeah, very nice opening, a very interesting opening we talked about yesterday for Puzzle here. Let's see how Curious is going to react to this. But first of all, our Zerg starting with a hatch first, not going for the pool.
I think Puzzle's going to 4-gate, because the way he's placed his pylon, he's not looking like he wants to expand. Although, now that he's taken the second gas.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Curious is going for the double hatch before pool.
And he did it after he saw that there was no Forge Fast expand.
If Puzzle decides to 4-gate here, this is a build auto win.
Yeah, but he's not going to do it because he's chrono boosting more and he's got the second gas. I think he wants to avoid Ray expand potentially here. I'm really curious what his plan is going to be, because this is not something, this is like something completely new that we're seeing from Puzzle right now. Or either that or extremely old, but he's not even walling off with his gateways. What is going to be the plan here? And right now, Puzzle actually has no scouting information himself, so he has no idea that he's got this timing potential.
Do you know what exactly the Overlord saw when Curious decided to get his third base? Did he only...
He saw no Forge at the ramp, so he probably thought Nexus first or Forge in the main.
I think exactly the same thing. He thought there is a Nexus first, and that triggered his response with the double hatch before pool. So now he has the Overlord in the main base, and he's like, oh my god. But still, if he can pull this off, and Puzzle is not going for any kind of aggressive play here.
He's actually defensively getting a sentry, and right now Curious knows too. He's like, well, you don't know actually yet. He's just gonna make a Nexus. This is so weird.
This is the best scenario for Curious ever.
And he sees the Nexus with the Overlord, runs away. Wow. Puzzle's build here, I'm not a fan, but we'll see what, sort of pressure he wants to follow up with, because if he goes for a really fast 6 gateway, like this 2010 or something like that, Curious may struggle to hold that.
If he does it, yes, then Curious might struggle, but the thing is, for Curious, this is like the best scenario ever. With an early aggression, Puzzle could have taken him down early, and Curious will be so happy right now. I feel like he misread it a little bit in the early game with the scouting information that he had. Just had the wrong assumptions, and now he sees what's going on. And what are you gonna do now, Puzzle? He's adding 2 additional gateways, but Curious
only 2.
And Curious is already on the way with speed and the additional Zerglings. So this is awesome for Curious. This is great.
Yeah, the production is insane for Curious right now. Forge goes down, and I think Puzzle is going to be very upset. Ling speed is actually almost done. He's been able to get that out even with the super safe defensive play from Puzzle.
While we have this Stalker being chased, let's talk a little bit about how this map usually plays out. Usually what you see is a one base for the Zerg player. He starts with a pull, goes into the expansion and takes the third. The Protoss player finds himself in a position where he usually tries to hit a 2-base timing attack, and what we see most of the time is just him trying to establish his position at the third base of the Zerg player on the high ground. And as soon as he's in this position, he can take down the third with the help of force fields. But this is not going to happen in this game, because Curious is just so fast with his third, has a great economy now, and can make sure that whatever Puzzle throws his way will be intercepted early on the map.
Yeah, and Puzzle is going to have to make a tough choice now, because he has no tech. He's only got sentries. He doesn't even start +1. He's got to make a third Nexus or move out and attack. Because if he gives Curious any more time, his production is insane. He gets 2 links here for free. But I mean, Curious is, like you said, is in the best position he could have ever hoped for, and Puzzle has got to do something about that. What will he do? Okay, forward pylon is placed. He's got a lot of sentries. This timing is pretty quick still, but it's not as quick as it could have been.
But the Roach one is ready. Curious is getting additional gas
and
now.
He sees that this is coming.
He needs Overlords, and he builds them. 9 Roaches on the way. Nice
trap here. He's going to have to use a force field.
Energy wasted, and he gets the Stalker nonetheless. Another
and the Sentry with a lot of energy here will be picked off.
Pathing mistake or pathing problem here for Curious, and now this attempt to break down the rocks, but Curious, he is getting ready, and look at his army supply already at 39 against 24, and he can just build more unity as the lava. He has the production, he needs additional Overlords. At this point, he is looking at a great position.
Yeah, I can't imagine this attack actually working. He's taken him so long to kill the rocks because he didn't have very many units out to begin with. Those sentries doing very little DPS. The next wave of Roaches are so important though, and here we go. He's actually going to fight him before the rocks are gone, and this buys him a little bit of time to get those very important Roaches out. But like you said, he's supply block. He's making 3 Overlords right now. He needs those to make the Roaches.
He's buying himself some time, making sure that Puzzle is in an awkward position, and the Protoss player is just now getting the +1 attack upgrade. So he can't rely on those Zealots taking down the Zerglings with only 2 hits. That's a problem for him.
And I think he's just going to go home. He's at least doing that initially, moving back with these units, but not fast enough for Curious's run by. He's got 1 sentry at home, if I'm not mistaken, warps, and a stalker now, and the cannon is going to help out, but this is a big problem. He's going to need to use a force field, and so many probes will be lost here. Oh my god.
Position, loses mining time, loses probes, the Zerglings trying to get out here, the force field's being placed, trapping the Zerglings, but this is just...
This is what Curious the time he needs.
That's 200, 300 minerals, and Curious will be happy to donate those because he knows that the position that he's in is just amazing now.
Exactly, and he's forced the force field energy out. So much mining time lost, and now he's got the production at the third base. The hatchery is obviously mining gas at double extractors, and right now Curious is continuing his upgrades. He's got Lair on the way very quickly, and he's got this aggressive position with his Roaches. Puzzle can't even necessarily comfortably take a Nexus right now with the potential of damage that Curious has with these Roaches to attack the natural.
I would actually like Curious to take down the rocks at the third already of his opponent, just to make sure that this is something he doesn't have to do later. Now he has the map control. There's no way for Puzzle to actually actively engage him.
Absolutely agree.
So that would be a good position for him. Now we have additional gateways for Puzzle, who also adds Immortal. If Immortals are going to be the answer of Puzzle to this composition, and him trying to start another attack on this might surprise Curious, but Puzzle would be banking a lot on the element of surprise. And he has the Immortals in his base already.
Another cannon, I think he's definitely going to do that attack, but he has to make sure he can catch these Roaches, because a Roach counterattack to backstab him will be quite dangerous, especially since he's not walled off at his natural.
The Immortals are actually trapped. He needs to wait for the War Prism so they can't get out of this gap.
Yeah, bit of a mistake there, but he does pick them up, get them out, rallies an Observer now. Spire is on the way for Curious, but that's not going to be out in time for this attack. This attack is so scary. Yep. The Roaches are out of position, but the Lings, he's trying to buy time with them. Puzzle says, no, I will not turn around. He's got the second cannon up. He's got the sentry there as well. He's not going to be concerned about these Lings, and this is actually still a really scary thing that Curious is going to have to deal with. The rocks are down.
Exactly. Curious has to be a little bit careful. If he was too greedy here with his tech and with his economy, this could still hurt a lot. I think he has to stack the third base.
Yeah, he does, because there's way too much force field energy available here. Roach speed is not done, and he traps all the drones. Oh, no, he doesn't! Oh!
Curious is taking a base at the left side of the map. He knows exactly that he has no chance of actually holding this, and he's trying to go for a base race. He's trying to trade here and establishing another base to the bottom left of the map in order to fake Puzzle out here.
Yeah, Puzzle doesn't know it. He's not making cannons right now. He has warped in a few Stalkers at home, trying to get an Immortal as well, but I don't think this is going to be enough. This is definitely going to be a race here.
And he doesn't have the minerals to actually use the Spire.
You're right. The concern is going to be the Warp Prism, of course. Good force field so far here to deny, but there's so many Roaches that he will eventually break through.
Yeah, he will break through indeed, but can he kill all of this? He takes down another gateway. He really wants to push in now. Puzzle is supplier block, loses another gateway. The cannons are still in position. The Roaches are on the move.
He needs a sentry in his main so he can keep the Roaches out. And actually, with the Immortal popping here, Caldor, I think Puzzle may have held.
I think so too. Curious here is really losing way too much trying to break through, and with the Immortal now being ready, he is losing too much. Puzzle decides to move back after killing the natural, and Curious might just lose this game after being in such an awesome position.
The Immortal was just so useful there, and the irony is the Immortal is protected by the pylons. The Zerglings could not attack it. And,
wow.
oh man, the Warp Prism comes back. Immortal to the rescue.
And there we go, the drop, and suddenly Curious is down to 95 supply against 120 for Puzzle.
He's
the
got
bases
one mining
are
base.
gone. He has the second one.
Yeah, he's got to send his drones.
He sends the drones over, but still the position is so much better for Puzzle. Curious with this weird opening, because he kind of misread what was happening. A very, very greedy opening. Finds himself in a great position, but is building a little bit too many harvesters. Is attacking too fast. Puzzle is going for a second 2-base timing attack, and Curious just not being ready.
Yeah, he didn't expect that. He expected the Nexus, which I think is what most people expected. Now the Warp Prism is actually heading over. He could drop in the main if he wants to, but I think he's just going to bring this with his army to make those Immortals a little bit more mobile. Curious went to destroy the rocks because he expected once more Puzzle would take a third Nexus, but again, he's not. The Mutas are on the way, which I think is kind of a weird choice considering the Stalker count is already insane. I mean, what can he possibly hope to achieve with this?
I think he wants to go for some kind of base race scenario.
Oh, his roaches are trapped now. He's got the Immortals on the high ground. He's just going to lift those up as soon as the roaches come, and
they are
Curious is going to lose everything here.
Yes, every single roach is going to die here. He wants to go for a base race scenario, but as he already said, with Blink coming up now and the Stalker count being as it is, Mutalisks are going to be really, really tough.
Yeah, and he's making Spine Crawlers at home. Meanwhile, the Observer sees the Natural has been remade. The Mutas are flying across the map, but the cannons are up. He's warping in more Stalkers there, and I just don't see this working. In fact, Puzzle, with the damage he's done, can actually go home to defend against the Mutas and go for another attack.
Yeah, Puzzle hasn't seen the base to the bottom left of the map, but that's all that he didn't spot so far. The Mutalisks now in the main base, and they kill a fair amount of probes here. So Puzzle has to be careful that he doesn't lose too much economy. His main base is being attacked, and with the Mutalisk counts, he can still take down a few of the Stalkers, but he needs to be fast about it. Now they blink in, and he can't really engage this.
Yeah, Puzzle sends some of his Stalkers to kill the Mutas, and he sends the rest of the bottom left where he thinks the base will be hidden. He's still kind of missed it, but now he sees...
He sees it, and this is going to be the last nail in the coffin.
Yeah, Curious cannot recover from this. He's not going to be able to hold this hatchery. No way. Jose, and the drones are hiding back there, but...
yeah, well, good luck.
This is not a hide-and-seek game that Curious is going to win.
No, this looks really bad for the Zerg. If Puzzle doesn't mess up here, then the Protoss is definitely going to win this first game, which is so interesting and so weird given what we've seen in the early stages. The opening was just so much better for Curious, but this attack that Puzzle banked all his hopes on, it really worked, and now the Mutalisks are... Yeah, well, they have to retreat. A few of them actually died already. 80 supply against 140.
He's killed so many probes, but the mining is still good enough for Puzzle to reproduce. Curious's mining is not good at all, and he has no answer for this army that's going to kill him. Even these Spine Crawlers are not enough. He has Blink, he can just blink into the main. He's got Immortals, he can just take out the Spines. He could walk and go get a coffee right now and come back and take out this game. Curious now going to desperately try to use his Speedlings, maybe even bring back his Mutas to fight here, but there's just too much DPS. With all the Blink, he's even got Guardian Shield he can use. One Muta flies in, and this is just no way Curious holds here.
The Mutalisks are in the main base of Puzzle now, once again trying to do damage, but now flying back, trying to assist here. But the Spine Crawlers, yes, they are being transfused, but with the force fields ready, shutting all of the units out, the Spine Crawlers are going to fall. We still have the Immortal in the composition, and he's doing damage. GG.